no? Eh bakit hindi na lang ginawang pass or fail na lang? Hindi ba
Oh,
yung
bakit nga
naisip
ba?
ng oo, 'di ba? Hindi ba yung naisip ng mga tao sa central
Yeah.
office, no? As a former po na supervisor in the central office, our job is to exhaust all possibilities, conduct research, conduct consultatives, so that all policies will be backed up with hard evidences. So hindi ba naisip yung non-numerical grading system? Naisip po yun. Actually, prior to the issuance of DO31, meron pong dalawang draft na DepEd na policy on assessment.
Yeah.
One is the non-graded or non-numerical grading scheme, and the other one is numerical. Okay? And especially, hindi po kami ang decision makers. What we do is provide options and present the pros and cons for each option so that so that our superiors will be mas madali sa kanila para mag-decide. So let me show you some of the pros and cons that we presented to our superiors, and I will just highlight some, no? Sa pros, ang nilagay namin sa non-numerical po ito, no? Ano ang pros ng non-numerical grading system, or ang naka-draft po doon ay the pass retake scheme. Okay? Syempre, it reduces score pressure.
Oh, definitely.
Dahil wala nang pressure sa score, mapofoster natin ang intrinsic motivation of students for learning, no? So, learning is done for the sake of learning alone. Ayun, so, hindi ka nagagawa ng mga bagay-bagay para lang sa grade. Gagawa ka ng mga bagay kasi gusto mong matuto. Diba? Yun naman yung, natin, sa non-numerical. Yes, that's really the essence of non-numerical grading system. Now, sa cons naman, studying and adjusting to a new grading system could potentially mean more work for teachers in this time. They are adjusting to new teaching modalities. No, remember, prior to the issuance of assessment, meron din tayong lumabas na DMCI, di ba, Ma'am Maika? Yung different learning delivery modalities, right? So, doon pa lang nag-a-adjust na yung mga teachers natin.
Kadami,
regular face-to-face, di ba? From a regular face-to-face, meron na silang modular, meron ng online, merong offline, merong TV, may radio. So, doon pala nag-a-adjust na yung mga teachers natin. So, paano, yun yung iniisip namin, paano kung meron na namang another grading system? For sure, another adjustment na naman to. And for sure, and any change naman, meron talagang mga resistance dyan. Okay?
Definitely.
Yes, oo. And then another is decreased performance. Ito rin yung isa sa wino-worry namin. Alam natin na meron tayong mga competitive na mga students, right? And ang worry naman is these students may tend to perform less knowing that they can obtain the targeted mark, which is pass. Even by complacent. So it can possibly lead to underachievement, lethargy, and complacency. No, parang okay na yan. Yung parang gano'n, nakakatakot yung okay na yan mentality, no? Okay na yan. Basta lang naman, mapasa lang, gano'n. Kasi pass or fail lang. So, yun yung medyo kinakatakot din namin. And of course, when pandemic is over, they do not have the numerical grades that may be needed in enrolling to the next grade level, to other countries or school, and or for the college application of senior high school learners. Diba? Meron tayong mga grade 12 ngayon. Paano kung pass or fail lang yung ating grading scheme, no? Paano pag kukuha sila ng scholarship, alam natin, mga scholarship, may mga
requirement.
Diba? Tapos, kapag nagpunta ng pag nag-enroll sa college, yung mga courses na gusto nila, lalo na sa atin, sa STEM, engineering, ganyan, may mga cap din yan na grade, no? So, it will take time, no? Kasi, magko-consult ka pa sa CHED, makikipag-usap ka pa sa mga HEIs, kung paano to. So, ito yung isa sa mga hin-highlight natin for our decision makers for the non-numerical grading system. Pero syempre, meron din tayong pros and cons for numerical grading system, but I will no longer discuss this kasi